Bonjour, comment ça va? Bienvenue. Voulez-vous coucher? Fermez la bouche. Oui, non, oui. This is not a French channel, and that is all the French I know. Well, it's most of the French I know. So today is a new day for us to tap in to the energies that are around us so that we may move forward a little bit more confidently, a little more introspectively, a little more mindfully, a little more gratitude in our hearts and minds for where we are and what it took to get there here. I think that's an important part. It's a very important part. Okay. What do we have here? Emergence. That was me emerging. The energy of emergence helps you leave your cocoon once and for all without feeling doubtful or insecure. Now you can spread your wings and show who you really are. This is a tricky little fish, right? Because, perhaps you've been raised where, oh, you're narcissistic. Oh, you're full of yourself. Oh, don't you think highly of yourself? Oh, right? Like these narratives, these dialogues, these downplaying of your sense of worth and self. And so as you are building yourself up and being like, yeah, I'm awesome. Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm good or whatever, there's that little niggling that's like, are you, or are you just full of yourself, right? And so part of this emerging as someone confident and knowing who they are, there are the residuals, right? The residual narratives, the residual thought patterns, questioning. But this is good because this is what helps to define you, to prove to you, to allow you the opportunity to stand up, stand forward, stand tall in your declaration of self, right? Because when you're still in this, like, I'm cool, and someone's like, are you? And you're like, maybe not. I don't know. You tell me. Right now, you have given your power to someone else to decide, determine all of the above, right? So this is about emerging is also about I'm good or I'm cool. Are you? Yes. Full stop. Right? Yes. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. But what about no? Maybe you're no. Bye. Okay, let's get a rune that is going to guide us as we emerge confidently, owning our truth. Owning our truth of self. And what do we have here? Pertho. Excellent. Perthro. Don't forget the R. Perthro. Perthro. The two-headed snake, with her third eye open, is able to see all that is fated and has yet to manifest. Living between the known and the unknown, she counts prophecy as her domain. Cosmic and primal laws unfold before her, and she moves between their patterns, playing out her unique journey with the choices she makes of her own free will. Perthro, like Iwaz, is a deeply mystical rune and deals with the fundamental mysteries of the universe, such as the flow of individual and collective fate. The arrival of Perthro in a reading is a good omen if an outcome is yet unknown. It represents individual choice interacting with fate. There is an underlying joyfulness to this rune. It is also a birthing rune connected to women's mysteries, which, given the inherent risks and initially unknown outcomes, it is probably why it is also connected to gambling for the ancients. Good omen, fate, the unknown, initiation. Boom. Okay. Wow. So your powers of perception, your ability to see, know, feel, understand, perceive, all of those things, right? This is your emergence as someone trusting in tune with and owning of your abilities to see, feel, know, and all of the above. All of the above. And I'm going to try not to be so slammy on the board here, which I don't notice until I watch it back and it's really loud. Sorry, I just get kind of lost in it, which is kind of the point, right? If I'm being mindful too much of whether or not I'm making too much noise, then my focus is split. And I think that it's a little bit of a diluting, because instead of being tapped in to above, I am focused in on here, right? Which is another part of the message. This split focus that is based upon an anticipation of someone else's potential disruption, right? Like, if you are bothered by the sound that my cards make when I tap them loudly on the board, that's something that I am trying to preemptively avoid. And that is enough to drive a person crazy, right? When we are basing our actions upon the potential of disrupting another, when that potential is so incredibly high, literally just running around, all of your energy going into something that's not even a thing, right? So be loud, be proud. Okay. Be loud and be proud. Let the things be and do. And those who have a problem with it can turn the volume down or move to a different channel that is quiet. Right? Okay. Let us see. So, owning your emergence, whether you make noise or not, was that message. Yeah, I mean, speaking your truth is basically owning the potential that you are going to offend somebody, because there's always somebody out there waiting, wanting, looking to be offended. And so if you silence your voice preemptively because somebody else, you don't want to offend somebody, well, that somebody is going to be offended by something else somewhere else anyways, right? Because that's where they are in their journey. In this, everything is personal, and they need to take offense and try to control everyone else around them into no longer offending them, right? Instead of going in, doing the work, finding the root cause. Why does the actions of another personally offend you, right? Why? What is it? Where's it coming from? Okay, let's get into the reading. Yes, balancing, connecting, centering, grounding, connecting, balancing. Yes, a great start. Things yet to be revealed. Yeah, lots of those. This is the unknown into the unknown, right? We need to still venture out even when we can't see all things clearly. There's still things to explore, and I'm seeing, like, even though you can't really see what's on your path or maybe where you're even going, you're just heading forward into the darkness. You can still look up, because it's so dark. It is making the sky and all the stars shining up there all the more brighter. And so maybe this is a time, if your pathway is in the dark, to focus on the stars, focus on the things that you can see. Oh, abundance. Da, 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 da. And I think that is also where you take your power back, right? Because instead of being like, I can't see where I'm going, I'm just going to curl up in this little ball and not move. And then you turn into a rock and there you live for eternity, right? You are finding a point of reference, finding a fixed point that you can focus upon that still enables, allows, supports your forward movement. And that is your abundance. Think of the stars as little breadcrumbs that are leading you on your way, right? Like, people have navigated with the stars for many, many millennia. So, keep moving forward, keep reaching for the stars, because abundance is waiting for you at the end of your path on the other side of the unknown. Yes. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. So this is emotional fulfillment, love, joy, peace, harmony, happiness, compassion, and all of the good stuff, okay? The good heart stuff. And the Queen of Wands linked to authenticity, charisma, speaking her truth, okay? Being seen, being heard, being in a position of, I'm loud, I am proud, and I don't give a damn, right? Yes, Queen of Wands. Okay, okay. So pathway experience, this is leading to your cups here, the devils, the doubts, the fears, and anything that may be blocking your path, whether it is you being like, whoa, holding back anything that you might need to speak, because of fear of it might offend somebody, fear that it might, someone might take it wrong, somebody might be perceived by others in a different way if you were to speak about them or whatever, right? Like there are all kinds of ways that you're holding back your speaking of your truth, um, for whatever the reasons. This is your adversary. This is your wall, your hurdle, your block, the darkness, right? But your experience here, your stepping stones that have led you to your intuition, this is what you're following, right? Your intuition, your stars, your divine spirit team. You are looking beyond the shadows to see, to find the way, to find the way. Wow. Okay. And the strength. So the sun illuminates the shadows, okay? The stars show the way. Okay, I'm also this balance of your shadow and your light, which is what gives this ability to shine such power, right? A lot of the spiritual bypassing and I guess woke culture, um, it's all about, well, what I've observed is there's a lot of, oh, everything's great. Like it's delusional, right? It's denial. It's bottling and avoidance. And then the other way, right? If it's too much shadow and not enough light, darkness, torment, fear, curling into a ball, turning into a rock, petrifying, right? The petrified state. And so this balance of having both, this is what moves you forward. This is what allows you the ability to shine, but also to protect, right? To cut away, to release, to let go of. If you're all love and light, then you're carrying around a lot of baggage with you because you are afraid to let it go. Why afraid? Because you haven't integrated your shadow. You haven't owned, claimed, tamed, mastered the devils, right? Look at the devils here. They have chains because they are meant to be tools for you to use, right? The idea, if you know anything about Santa and Krampus, Santa represents the sun, Krampus, the devil. Krampus was the pet or whatever of Santa. And it was like Santa's dark half, the shadow self, the one that says, no presents for you, right? Because you've been a bad little brat. I don't know where I was going with that, but you get what I'm saying. Okay. Now, this strength here and the sun, this is gorgeous all around here, yet to be revealed. This abundance, okay? These devils. I'm also feeling, so yesterday the sky opened up and cracked like it's never cracked before. Well, it's been a really long time since I've heard a crack like that. And I found a picture online that somebody took, and it was this huge lightning. But anyways, it shook the windows. It was like a whole thing, and it's kind of like the dark forces sense when there's light around, and they try to like intimidate with their loud booming and banging and light show, right? And it's just a flash though, and you're embodying the sun, so you're a steady flame that is unmoved or shaken by a little flash of light, right? So I'm just getting highly protected from any external devils, okay? And it's up to you to maintain this up here, to keep your internal safe. Okay. Wow. Look at all these cups. We've got the 8, 9, 10 of cups right here. 8, 9, 10. And then the Queen of Cups beside the Queen of Wands. So this is that balance between, not between, this is your heart. This is your emotional regularity. And this is the maintaining of it. This is the momentum that you build by staying in your heart space, by leading from your heart space. Okay. That's why it's important to integrate the shadow, because you need to be able to, you can love people, you can have an open heart space, but you also need to recognize when those people are no longer serving your highest and greatest good, right? When your nervous system is affected, when you are enabling their denial and avoidance, right? And so you need to be able to cut them away or to create strict brownies, boundaries, to protect everybody. And this requires your shadow self, because, and your work, your experience with your own shadow, right, is an understanding. Aha, I recognize where that person is in their journey, integrating, dealing with, recognizing, pointing out, shining light upon their shadowy versions. And so I'm just going to step away and let them do that, give them the space to do that, right? You're leading from the heart, you're thinking from the heart, you're feeling from the heart, but you are also protecting your own momentum and no longer being an active component in their denial and avoidance, right? Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is your blind faith, your trust. I feel like that your wishes are coming in, okay? And I feel like this is based on past experience, right? You are able to trust and have faith because you've seen enough evidence in your life of what holding this momentum, how it affects, how it engages, how it produces. Okay, so that is beautiful. And it is also what brings this fast moving energy, okay? Your emotional regularity, your momentum holding, okay? Your trust, your blind faith, this is what creates the good, fast moving energy. And it also fuels your new life, your new version of self that is trusting and emotionally regulated, right? The one living from their heart space, one speaking their truth. Look at this reading. The heck? The heck? Gorgeous. Yes, because Perthro is about the, what was it about? I forget already. The transformative, no, okay. Perthro, where did you go? Fundamental mysteries of the universe, such as flow of individual and collective fate. It's a good omen. Outcome is yet unknown. It represents individual choice interacting with fate, okay? And counting prophecy, so very much in touch with her heart space and your inner light, okay? The strength here is gorgeous as well. Lovely. Oh my goodness. Wowza. Okay. Yes, and this plays in very much with whatever I was talking about at the very beginning. Wow. Okay. Chariot. This is your highest timeline lining up. Okay. The universe conspiring to line up your highest timeline to get to you. Okay. This is the chariot. This is fast moving energy, the fastest moving energy. Okay. And so I'm putting this here because I feel like it's leading you to your abundance. And think of abundance. I mean, this is 10 of Pentacles. This 10 of Cups. Think of your abundance like reaching your greatest and highest timeline, reaching your best version of self, reaching your the life that fills you with the most joy and love and peace and harmony. Gorgeous. Okay, so this introspective state, this considering and going in, I think this is how you start this process. Okay, this regulation, maintaining of your emotional regulation. What's this guy? Okay, so I feel like this is what you've been coming out of. Either you're here on your way here, or this is where you've left. Okay, this introspective state, this recognition of, I don't like how I'm feeling and I need to change that. What do I do? Why am I feeling this way, right? This is the, why am I so concerned about offending another with my truth, with my words, with my being who I need to be, doing what I need to be doing, right? Why does that matter so much? Why do I hold myself back? Okay, and then the Five of Pentacles, masculine, feminine, going within, going into the heart, going into the warmth, or moving away and staying out in the cold. So these two cards, this could be old fears, right? This could be what you're seeing in the dark, what you're worrying about, right? Your intuition, everything here is telling you to press forward, right? To don't avoid the darkness, to don't be fearful of the unknown. Okay, but because there are so many dark spaces, there's room for our brains to fill in the blanks. And this old tendency, this old world, old you, old version of you tendency to maybe think that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy enough, that you're, oh my goodness, what the heck? Who does that? Okay, well, that was a confirmation of some kind. You'll probably pick it up on your end because as soon as I heard the noise, my brain just wiped. Okay. So maybe that's the confirmation. Just don't linger here. When you recognize that you're going back, when you recognize that this is what's happening, this pulling back, this tentative unsurety, right? This is what you're leaving behind. This is what you're emerging from. This is the old skin that you have shed. Okay, but things tend to circle around. It's the equivalent of I'm awesome. Are you? Are you? Yes. And that's it, right? Okay, so I'm putting them to the side here. I mean, just recognizing that we have the tendency to do that, that's shining the light on the dark areas. Now you'll be able to see it when they rear their heads, right? And be like, aha, yeah, I don't think like that anymore. Aha, I don't doubt like that anymore. Aha, I don't hesitate like that anymore. Aha, I don't hold back like that anymore. And that's why this comes out. Because, we have free will. We have the free will to choose. Who are you going to be right now in this moment? Right? Are you peering into the darkness, filling the blanks in with old, outdated thought patterns and belief systems? Or are you looking past the dark and staring at the stars and using them as your guiding lights? Okay, yes, you have transformed. You have broke out of this. This is your emerging out of your cocoon, right? And you're tipping, rebalancing the scales in your favor. And this takes time, right? Think of the scale being unfairly tipped against you. It's got all this weight holding it down, right? The process of removing those weights one at a time, right? It takes as long as it takes. And slowly you start seeing a readjustment period. And I feel like these last lingering echoes of the past, like those few little pebbles, rocks, or stones, weights that are still left in the tin, in the tray. And I really feel, based on what's down here and these like boom, boom, 10 of cups and all these cups, this emotional, it's really, really important that you're maintaining this level inside of you, your heart space, right? Of peace, of knowing, of trust. Once those final things are removed, it's just going to be like a poof, all onto the side. The scale is going to tip ridiculously in your favor. Okay, I am feeling that. So I'm going to put those over there too. You're transforming. Yes, you've transformed. That's your transformational journey. That's the cocoon that you can still see. You're seeing it there. And right, it's like a butterfly looking back at the cocoon and having these little post-traumatic stress moments where they're like, oh, fear from above. Oh yeah, I'm not a caterpillar anymore. I don't need to fear that anymore, right? Okay. Glorious, glorious, four of wands, balanced, centered, joyful. Yes, this is what you need to embody. This is the wish, the balance, the new life. Okay, we've got the 11-11, the masculine and feminine, the dark and the light, the up and the down, the yes and the no, all of the things, right? This is what you deem as worthy. This is the waypoint. This is where you're going. This is what you're emerging into. A joyful, balanced, stable, sturdy, abundant, solar chakra empowered gorgeousness. Yes. Beautiful. I mean, it could be over here as well. This is what you're trusting in. This is what you're maintaining. This is where your emotional regularity and beautifulness, this is based on your experience. This is the best you've ever, right, experienced. I like it there better. I think I like it there better. That's what you go all in for, and trust. That's what the stars are leading you to as you move with confidence. Okay, this one feels better over here because this is your confidently moving forward into the unknown, right? With your sword of truth and your ability to use your sword of truth to cut away any shadows, darkness, adversaries, right? Your pole vault to jump over any hurdles, your weapon to destroy anything that comes against you so that you can receive your wishes. Okay, and you're acting authentically and from the heart. That's where your confidence is. That's where your confidence lies. Okay, and then we have this connecting in. This is giving me your, I've also got this balance between the sun and the moon here. This grounding, connecting, meditating, your meditative practice. Okay, and look at the blooms that are all around it too. So there's an abundance. This is like your connection to the higher realms, to your soul star chakra, to your highest self, your best version of self. This is who sees and leads you. These are where you get your nudges. This is the navigator that you tap into that makes sure you get to where you are meant to go. Part of your soul blueprint. You're meant to overcome, you're meant to grow, shed, expand, and arrive here. Okay, but then we have some strategic coming out of your comfort zone here, which makes sense. There is a need to step out into the world. Okay, I'm putting this one here because you are still being mindful of adversaries, your awareness of them, which is why you're not just wide open standing in the middle of a field, right? You are in a state of precision outings. No, stepping out with awareness. Okay. What else we got? I was out at a job yesterday and I found these feathers. This one and this one. Beautiful. I think they're eagle butt feathers, maybe. Okay, what do we got? We got this. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. How's it go? When your heart desires your dreams come true. Anyways, maybe you want to look up the lyrics to that song. When you wish upon a star. Okay, so this is your wish that you have been wishing for, that you have kept in sight, right? This is what's coming here. Is that where it goes? I think it was kind of over here, wasn't it? Is it yet to be revealed? Are you doubting it? You could be. You could be doubting it. But you're learning to release. You're recognizing when you are doubting things and you are letting it go. Because what will be will be. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Yes, okay? And be patient for it. This patient and prepared night. Yes. All things will be revealed. That's what the moon wants to tell us. All things will be revealed when the time is right. And there's something about gaining strength in your preparedness, in your patience, right? And it being worth it, it paying off. Okay. Sparks of creation, sparks of inspiration, a spark between internal lighting of your flame. Tinder sparks a light in the darkness. Revelations coming in like a spark, right? If you're in a dark space and there's a spark of light, you get to see everything in a split second. It's like instant illumination. Okay. I'm getting a sense of check check what you have on hand right now. Start with where you are at right now. What do you have right now that you can utilize, that you can use, that you can employ, that you can share, release, consider? Okay, think about where you are right now and a sense of gratitude. Okay, if you want to start this gratitude train, if you want to really tap in and maintain this momentum, you need to find a balancing between what you are anticipating, what you're intending, what you are hopeful for, and where you're at right now, right? Just like at the beginning of the reading, this consider where you're at right now and what it took to get you there, right? And acknowledge, be there, be in this moment right now, today, that you weren't yesterday or 3 years ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago or last month, right? Like, it's so important that we acknowledge the steps that we have taken, but also where we're at right now, right? It's like climbing to the top of a mountain and being like, okay, we did it. Now let's go back, right? And it's like, wait a second. We just did all this work to climb to the top of this mountain. Can we just sit up here for a second and enjoy the view, right? Okay. And then acknowledge, like, look at how we got ourselves up here, right? Look at all this work that we did. And in that gratitude, in your now, this also fuels, this also speeds, this also strengthens, because you are signaling that you are in your now content, happy, and abundant in your own way, right? Abundance looks different. So even your acknowledgement of being more abundant than you were yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, right? Very important. It's also a way of acknowledging your versions of self. Wow. Okay. So here comes the action. Okay, the King of Cups, fast, passionate movement, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, so this could represent all kinds of things. Okay, we do have the King and Queen of Cups here. So this is your balancing and your action in your heart space. Moving confidently towards your balance here of the masculine and feminine. This is also could be a partnership that you're wishing for that's coming in, that you're moving confidently towards. Okay, these are very heart-based individuals here. And there was some major passionate movement here. So I'm just going to put this here under the heart, because I feel like this balancing, this union, whether internally, externally, it's going to be internally before it's externally, so both are relevant. This passionate movement, this, right, with the action king. And then this groundedness in the material realm. And this king is holding this wish. Okay, so this union here, this heart space union, is going to lead to the receiving of your wish and this new version of self that is abundant. Like, look at this on this side. Well, you can't see, but I have one like this on this side. Right? This is the old world that you've transformed from, and you're to tip the scales in your favor, right? But it's this Five of Pentacles. This is that old world. You are now a King of Pentacles on this side here. Okay, this is what is deemed as your new life. This is you, the Phoenix, being reborn into this new. This is your emerging, what you emerge as, the King of Pentacles. Okay, grounded, solid, sturdy, stable. Okay, and this heart balance, beautifulness. Love, 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 love. Okay, we'll go through one more time. There's any cards on this deck anymore that want to come out and tell us a thing or two, add to or confirm what we already. Oh, okay. What do we got here? We've got intuition. Okay, yes, trust your intuition. Very important, very important. And she just came right here. So your intuition guiding you towards your wish come true. Okay, confirmation of the Two of Cups. king and queen combining, up leveling, and overflowing their gorgeous, beautiful Ness. Wow. Wowzers. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Let's get a fairy card and see what the fairies have to say about all this. About this emerging emergent maintenance. What's this? What? That's crazy. How did that happen? Okay, Nine of Pentacles. Focus on your right now. This is the tending your garden. You've tended your garden, and your garden is blooming and growing, and you being out in it. Okay, so it's about being independent. This is about standing in your own. Okay, so this is, look at how awesome I am. Are you sure? Yes. Full stop. Beautiful. Weird. And cool. Okay. Okay, fairies. What else are you hiding? What else you got for us? A 12. Singer of the Chalice. Trust, joy, patience, creativity, hope, and miracles. Okay. I'm not going to read all that. The reading. With the help of the Singer of Chalice and of the fairies too, you get this one feeling that is all the good feelings in one. Unconditional love, trust, hope, healing, patience, and so on. Open is open. Be open. If you don't know how, ask. It is right there. Wow. Build the momentum and arrive. Gorgeous. Yes, fairies. The Fae have spoken, and it's glorious. Okay, I'm going to do a crystal card here. Where are we at? Oh, we're getting in there. Getting on there. Okay. Ask for a confirmation from the crystals. Whoa. That one's crazy. I've never seen that one. I've never seen this one before. Wowza. What kind of crystal is that? 14. Relationships, compassion, understanding, and joy. The relationships in your life provide the opportunity for great joy, connection, and personal growth. Healthy relationships are built upon mutual trust and a respect for each other's differences. Consider a relationship that comes to mind and your role within it. Do you feel respected and valued for your contributions? Each interaction is a learning experience and an opportunity for greater self-understanding. Know that you are responsible for your own happiness. Your relationships mirror the energy you project into the world. Beautiful. Yes. Boom. Okay, crystals. And then let's get some charms. What do we got here? Okay, this loyal dog has been coming up quite a bit. So this loyalty, sense of loyalty, loyalty to self, loyalty to others. Yeah. Dependable. And then we have the kitty. Ooh, I like this. Dog and cat, right? This is the balance of the masculine and feminine. This is your light and your shadow. The cat is a perfect example of a being that is both light and shadow, right? Like Mimsy Moon. It's Mimsy Murder Mit's moon because she also is a destroyer. She is a crunchy muncher. Okay, look at this. We got the Fleur de Lis Bonne Idée. Okay, this is purity and peace, innocence and gorgeousness. So these are the kind of relationships that we want to have. Something that is pure, trustworthy, honest, heart-based, right? We've got the bee. Yes, be true to you, be beautiful, but also community, right? It's a joint effort to make the honey, to get the sweet stuff. Okay, we've got the peaceful heart. Yes, we need peace in our hearts for sure. What's this? It's a shell. Okay, I don't think it's an oyster shell, though it is kind of shaped oystery. But they don't do that layering, do they? I don't know. What kind of shell is this? I guess it doesn't matter. Shells propel. If they're not happy in a place, then they move. But they're also ground, not too literal. Okay, moving on from the shell. We've got this tiny bow. Oh my goodness, this is so tiny. Okay, so this is giving me gift vibes. This is something, gift from the universe, something with a bow coming in that is yet to be revealed. Okay, and then we have the ice skate. So this is about smooth sailing, and just like gliding, um, staying on track. There's a balance as well because you're balancing on a thin skate, but you're moving quickly. And then we have feather vibes. So this is your divine protection. This is your messages from your ancestral archangel, your spirit team, letting you know they're there, they see you, they love you, you're awesome, believe it. Okay. And this floating, this leaf, let's go with the flow and allow the trust. Okay. Wowza. Okay. There's the messages for today. And there were some gorgeous things there. Some really, really gorgeous things. Things are moving. Trust it. Be patient. Focus on self-care and being in the now and owning your place as worthy and abundant and beautiful and amazing. You're cool. You're awesome. You're as good as you think you are. Okay? You're even better than that because you've probably been trained not to think yourself too awesome, but you are, and it's okay to be. And you will attract those who are too. Okay? Love you and appreciate you and I thank you and I wish you all of the things that are beautiful. Okay, bye.